Excellent. Excellent connection. All right. I'm going to wait and see if I can get somebody in here before I get started. Hey, who do we have here? Somebody just popped in. I am going to be, excuse me, I'm going to be changing the LED in this Nintendo 64. I kind of wanted to use LED strips in this, but the ones that I have, the only way I can do white in this is if I control it with the 12 volt little connection box that it comes with that regulates the colors and everything. And you have to do different voltages and pulses and stuff like that to change the colors on these LED strips. Otherwise, they just come out as red, blue, and green. So just by hardwiring it into the Nintendo 64, I can only make it do one of those three colors. I can't make it do a combination. It just doesn't put out enough voltage in order for it to do that, for me to be able to put in the little controller box on the inside. So I can't do that on this. I was going to use, let me see if I can find it. These they're great little kits. I love them. I got them all around my house by my gaming systems and stuff like that. And, you know, you can do so much with them, and I think they're only like $6 a piece, and they come with like a 15 or 16 foot strip. But I get a lot of extra when I'm, you know, doing like my cabinets and stuff like that. I have to cut it because it's, you know, obviously too long for certain spots. And I get left with a whole bunch of these, and I could reuse them. But the only problem is I can only get 3 colors without that, and without pushing 12 volts to it. And unfortunately, I can only get 5 volts out of the Nintendo 64 off the board, whereas like the the Xbox, the original Xbox, will get 12 volts off the board. So that is something I'm going to try with the Xbox, and I guess I'm going to have to just do standard LEDs on this one, which is a pain in the ass because I have to run wiring and this and that, and honestly, I didn't even check to see if I have any spare wires lying around. I think I have some of my extra cables for the DVD drives for the Xbox, if I could just remember where I put them real quick. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some LEDs into the sides, and replace the one in the front so it'll kind of glow. Oh, these aren't going to be long enough. It'll glow out the sides, kind of down towards the ground, and the front LED, which comes on, is normally red, but I'm going to change that to white. And I want to try to get some lights in behind the controller ports so that those will light up, and maybe even something under here so this will glow. I don't want to go too super overboard on this, especially since I don't know where any wires are. Let me look at my drawers real quick and see if I have some spare wires. I usually have a spool, and I have not seen them since I moved. And I keep looking for things, and I constantly find stuff that I'm missing, but it's never when I want it. So let me check this drawer right here. I think I have straight copper wire, but can't use that. Well, I could probably use one of these. This is just going to be a pain in the ass to have to strip, but it is pre-insulated, so that will make things nicer. And this should work just fine for it. What this is it's an old, well, it was actually brand new. I just opened it a little while ago. to test the LEDs. But it is a printer cable, just a data cable, USB cable, that I cut the printer connection off, isolated the power and ground, and now I can plug it into a charger, and like a phone charger, and I can test the LED strips. So that works that way. I could use it as 5-volt coming from the USB from the controller ports or off the board, but not with any control. Here is the mold that I made yesterday. It actually came out very well, and I'm excited because that means I can start making custom molds. So I may actually do another one of these because there's one rim that's a little bit off. But I'll be able to make my own jewels. I could put my images and stuff that I want to behind them. I can just paint the back of them if I just want them to be a solid color. And eventually I hope to be able to start offering those on my shop when I get that up and running. But I thought that came out really good. It was a lot easier than I expected it to be. And I think my prepping the jewel before I did it saved a lot of trouble because it was a scratched up jewel. This is almost a perfectly smooth surface, so I won't have to do much cleanup on the jewels when I'm done with them. So I'm excited about that. I've got enough to do 2 more molds, so I'm gonna attempt it 2 more times, see if I can get them a little bit better. And that way when I start making them, I'll have 3 to do. Hey, I'm having a beer. This one's for you guys over there gaming off the grid. I want to have a beer while I'm working on this. So I had everything prepped and packaged back up because I didn't know what I was going to do about the LEDs, so I just went ahead and closed this back up. Still haven't done my presentation video on it. I'll probably do that here in a little bit after this live. And that way I can release the final video for this one probably Saturday or Sunday. So let me zoom in just a little bit. See how that looks. It's going to take a few seconds for my monitor to catch up. Yeah, it's a little bit better. Let me zoom in just a wee bit more. A wee bit. Yes, I am just weird. I'm well aware of that. But this thing's looking so much better already. Just beer. Just by replacing the bottom case, this thing just looks so much better. And then a little bit of scrubbing. You wouldn't even recognize this is the same system if I set pictures side by side. And I plan on doing that at the end because I was smart enough this time to actually do a presentation before I started. That way you can see what it looked like and after, side by side, when I edit the videos later. One, two, three. Oh, 3. Yeah, should be 4. Come on. Get out of there! Come on, damn you. Why does everything always give me trouble when I'm doing live? I mean, really? It just doesn't want to come out of there. It is not. coming up any further. I think maybe that hole in the top shell is stripped, and it's just not able to. It's probably getting stuck at a certain point and not being able to pass it. Come on. Oh, excuse me. That was from the beer. Let's see, I need to. I'll be swapping out this one. And I want to put like 1 or 2 down here. Maybe, I think, as bright as these are, probably 1 on each will be fine. I don't think I will have an issue with not having enough light come out the side. No, don't fall. No. Yeah, see, that's what I get for not being prepared. Should have had all this ready. So I'm going to need some of these. These are, I think, 200s. I shouldn't need one going off the board. That one should be the same. I forgot I mounted this all back down. I am such a pain in the butt. I need access to under here because the 5-volt is under the power. Really need a better screwdriver than this. I had one and I don't know what I did with it. Yes, I'm very disorganized. ADHD tends to do that to people. I'm organized but disorganized. Like, I have certain areas that I know I always put stuff back into, but it never gets put back into the same spot twice. So sometimes it takes me a minute to find something that I'm looking for. But I usually don't ever lose anything, fortunately. Oh, son of a bitch, come on out of there. Gotta get me some new screwdrivers. These are driving me nuts. Alright, so that one. Trying to remember which ones hold the system down. I think this is one of them. If not, I'll just be pulling out a few extra. I think this one, and this one are what are keeping it down. If not, that's really it. So I know the top ones aren't, because those hold the heat sinks down. Oh, I forgot. I always forget about those small little screws next to the memory card slot. Those do me in every time. It's like, why won't the case come out? Can't come off. Yeah. Alright, so those are loose. And then these little bastards right here. And I think everything else is what holds the heat sink down to everything. Maybe those and this one. I don't ever remember. I always just pull everything out, all the screws out that are visible, and then I put it back in as they're needed. So we got all of that. So we're missing that one. That's going to be it probably, and that one. Thought it was going to be doing a presentation next, but the last video, I'm pretty sure, has either put it over or put it so darn close that it's going to happen during the presentation anyway. So I figured I might as well get the video out of the way. And what better way to do that than to bring it to you live? Because, you know, my screw-ups, I'd rather you see my screw-ups than see them later in outtakes, which I'm probably never going to do. So, just set those out. Ha, ha. Get out of there. Yeah, that was really smart, I know. I got screws everywhere. Let's not block our view here. So, I am going to start thinking about things before I do them, because obviously I'm not thinking about things because I need to have this on a regular surface. But it's okay. That's the fun of live. And that's the fun of having a beer while you're doing a live. Let's see, I'm just going to fold this up. Get that out of the way. Alright, so our LED is going to be right there. And if I remember correctly, I'm actually going to use this to test it real quick since it's out and about. If I can find my power cable. Seriously? Just a quick little test just so I can see the LED real quick. Yep. So that's really dark. Oh, come on. Yep. Power on the left. And that way I didn't have to find my multimeter and be able to figure out which side's a positive. Which I don't see anything on the board that indicates it, and at least not on this side where I can actually see it. Oh, yep, there we are, positive. Sometimes you have to lift things up to find them. Yeah, I was really impressed with that jewel. That's makes me happy. Hey, Slim, how you doing? I get them on Amazon. I'll try to remember to add some links later. Hey Ryan, how are you doing? Yeah, the system was busted up, Slim. I mean, I don't think I've ever seen one that was this bad as far as the case. Now, I've seen some that have like a really lot of damage on the inside from rust and corrosion and stuff like that. But seeing a case that damaged, cracked sometimes, sometimes a little piece out of the corner, but that much damage to the case, I couldn't believe that when I first got it. Let's see. LEDs. One of these days, I'm going to be prepared. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll do 7. And I should be able to just use one of these on each lead that I run off. So what I'm planning on doing is running like 2 or 3 off of each one of these if I can, running on one wire. And then maybe one in the middle. Come on, you darn thing, separate. So that will be a second wire. And then 3 on the right. And of course, I don't know where my shrink tubing is. I think I'm going to use double-sided tape. I think that's going to be good enough for, and this is really sticky stuff, for protecting the leads to make sure nothing falls out of place. And plus, they're going to be down underneath, and I'm going to lay them down with them pointed up into the areas, and then have the wires on top of one strip of the double-sided tape. Like I'll have a strip going down through here, lay them on top, and then put another strip on top of them, and then probably still tack it down with some E6000. That way I don't have to worry about them coming up. I'll have them taped up with some electrical tape, and then that will hold them in place so that they don't move and screw anything up. Speaking of electrical tape, I need to find it. There's some. That's old as the earth itself, but I think that's going to have to do. Ooh, I got a little fluffy thing for my microphone so that it picks up less of my breathing, and I keep forgetting to see if it fits. So I will check that out right now. Looks like a little hamster's butt. I wonder if this thing will fit. Hold on a second. Maybe. We'll see how that works. You guys tell me if my audio went to crap after that. See if that helps my breathing situation. Somebody mentioned that I sound like a... I don't know. I'm not going to say that. But like I was saying about these, yeah, no, I'm going ADHD. I'm going back and forth here. Like I said, I can use these, and it would be great to be able to use these in this without the controller. But I can only do one of the 3 colors by doing it on one of the 3 ground points that do the different ground points on here for the colors. And I just repeated myself 3 times, I think. But that won't work for these, so we have to use these. And I should be warm enough now. Maybe. Solder. That's what I'm missing. I'm so prepared today. It's sickening. Solder. Son of a bitch, of course. I have no solder to work on my project. Oh, there it is. Woo! Piece of candy. I knew I set it somewhere safe. It was just a matter of finding where that somewhere was. Just I like to call it super organized disorganization. That's about the best way to put it there. And now I lost everybody because I haven't started doing anything yet. All right, so let's get this done. We are going to pull the LED out first. And everybody missed out because now everybody's gone and I just started. Fun times. It's okay. Like I said, this video is for later. It doesn't bother me when people don't watch me live because I know I get a lot of people that watch me later. So here I am removing our old LED, and I think that side is free now. This side's giving me a lot of trouble. I can't tell. Why is that not wanting to come out? Is it just that bent? Where's my clips? Clips in my grandpa glasses. Holy jeebus. So I need to, where is it at? Clip this off because it's just being a pain in the ass and not wanting to come out. And we have one side free. Maybe. Seriously, are you not going to come out? What is your major malfunction? Holy cow, those were freaking super long posts. I thought the first one was already out. I was still pulling it out. Wow, okay. Whatever. Whatevs. Let's see. Now this is always fun putting back in with the hose sealed. I gotta get it started. And then hopefully it's still lined up. And then I should be able to start just sliding it upwards. Oh, come on. Alright. When in doubt, add more solder. And I will fix those later. Alright. So I've managed to push my hole out, of course. So to solder this. Come on, not that hole, the other hole. I can see you melting. There you go. And the other hole. I need to see you melt. Yes, I wish I could find my sucker, but I'm waiting on another one to come in from Amazon, because right now this is painful. All right, let me see if I can get some of this away from the board before I burn the board to a toast. It's not what I want to do today. So I'll just cover this. Normally I could just pop these right in. I don't need any flux. I don't need nothing. They just go right in. But apparently the Nintendo 64 here has other ideas for me. It says, no, we're not doing that. You're not sticking yourself inside me. Alright, let's see what we can do now. Okay. I got the one in. second one is lined up. Should be. And usually, if you just rock them back and forth while you're putting them in, they'll step their way up. But no, this is not going to work. I have to use the desoldering brake. Damn it. I was hoping I didn't have to use this because it's a pain in the ass. Ah. Always put some flux on your soldering braid, unless you want a really difficult time of trying to get solder out. And this one's still being difficult, but I think I got the one done enough that I can at least work my way in with the other one. All right. Yeah, that one should be empty now. So we shall try this again. I should be able to heat this up. Come on. I am not having a good day with the soldering iron so far. It's warm enough. It just does not seem to want to work. So it's actually rocking back and forth now, finally. That'll make it go a lot better now. Before it just did not want to. Oh, come on, see, it's stuck again. What is it sticking on? It's just that much of a pain, huh? A little too much solder went through. I should have clipped the legs off like I normally do on the Xbox. But I haven't done enough of these with the LEDs to know how long the post has to be in order for it to be able to fold back down. I just don't understand why this one does not want to. Oh, there it goes. Okay, good deal. It's like, Jesus, can you just go through? I mean, how hard can that be? Ow, that was my knuckle. Oh. See that instant burn mark? Smells like pork rinds in here now. Come on, will you frickin' solder? The solder's like the melting point on it. I mean, this is enough to melt frickin' anything, basically, and it just does not want to solder this. I hope my soldering station isn't crapping out, because that's going to like really piss me off. It's only a year old. I mean, granted, I've got a ton of use out of it, but it should last me longer than a year. But it doesn't seem like it's melting anything anymore. There we go. All right. Just a little bit more, and then I could seal it down. I could not get the solder out of the one joint on this side. The other side came out perfect, but without my sucker, the wick just wasn't pulling it out. And maybe it has something to do with the beers that I've been drinking this morning. All right, folks, don't drink and solder. Sorry, my country is coming out in me. I am a Yankee by heart and by birth, but I've lived in the South almost my entire life. Why are these being such a pain in the ass? Well, let's see how far this is. Yeah. I'm looking at it from the top side, and it's still too far. So I have to get it to go through more, but this is just being a pain in the ass. So I'm going to add a little bit more solder to this one. And like I said, it's just not melting it. It's got to be the iron. All right, I added a little bit more. Let's see if that'll help me get it to go through now. A little bit better. Oh, there we go. I think there was a slight bend in the post, and it just did not want to go any further. All right, let me clean that spot up. There's a little bit of flux still on there. Yeah, that looks all right. I think that'd be fine. Find out in a minute whether I pulled one of the traces off inadvertently. That would be the first time in a long time. First time in a really long time, that would be. Come on. Really? You're gonna make me add more flux after just doing that? Yeah, it's just not working worth the shit anymore. I'm gonna have to order a new soldering iron. Don't like that. Alright, so I should be able to fold this down now. And it should be just perfect. That looks about right where the other one was. Alright, so we got that one done. I need to, and I could actually, this would be good this way because I can do the wires up and have 2 leads going to each area. Yeah, that'll work better. I like that idea better. So I will cut this off. And, woo, I can feel the beer now. Those are pretty strong. Those are they're Sweetwater 420 strain G13 IPAs. I think they're 6.5, 6 or 6.5. 6. Oh, that's super blurry. Oh, 6%. I thought I had a percentage by it, but 6%. So, considering I have only had breakfast today, I am nice and buzzed. Beer! But what I'm going to do is I'm going to utilize all 4 wires that are in here. That should be enough. And I'm going to make 2 of them go to ground and 2 of them go to the power. That way I only need 1 wire going to 2 of the sections the middle and one of the sides, and then I could use another wire going to the other. That way I can keep as much of this insulated as possible. These are great wires to do projects with. I've got thousands of these, so I will never run out of these printer cables. Great for projects. I can do all kinds of stuff with these. So let me trim this real quick. And then I'm going to do the other side. I want to figure out how long I need. I need from here to here. This side, I'm going to leave this one as the long side because this is going to go to, well, I'm going to have it like red and green and white and black. And then we're going to have, well, that's what it's going to be here. Those are how it's going to be wired up there to the board. But we're going to have an LED in the middle and an LED or two on the sides. So this way I could use one wire going to here instead of two, and then on the other one I could just use one wire and only utilize half of it. And this one, I can do this one short. I need a bigger workbench. So this one I'm not as concerned about the length that it has exposed because it's just going to be a short section going to the board. And then on the other side it's going to be exposed to go to an LED and the other stuff. Woo! Watch me cut my finger off. So what'd you do yesterday? I was doing a live stream and I cut my finger off. I can already say that about sanding the tip of my thumb off. I didn't show you guys that because I actually trimmed the nail down. But I sanded, this was all from here to there sanded down. There was a crescent in my thumb that was at least a half an inch around and about a quarter of an inch deep down into my nail. My nails are never this short. I cut it so much shorter just to try to get rid of that curved area so it would grow back normal. Let's see, we have anybody new in here? We got somebody in here now. Who's watching? I'm going to check the messages here in a minute. I've got to clean the rest of this cable up. And these, man, these are a bitch. I have to make sure that I clean these up later. I've stepped on these, and even though they're bendy, they'll still find a way to make their way into your feet. And trust me, like, objects that bend are not what you want in your foot to try to fish out. They're just a pain in the ass to get back out once they get in there. Sorry, and most of the stuff's going to be off camera because it's too hard for me to bend over and do this like way over here. Because I'm, like I said, I'm 6'8". So I kind of have to do this off to the edge a little bit so I can actually cut the stuff and not kill my back and still feel like a human being, even though I always feel like a giant. Ooh, that beer was evil. I am feeling that now. Ew. Nobody's home. Oh my God, my roommate. I think I'm going to start another channel just where I bitch about my roommate. Fun times. So I basically got these exposed somewhat. Come on. Stop being a pain. I don't even know if anybody can hear me. Nobody's on. I put this thing on the microphone to make it so that it doesn't catch my breathing as much. And I don't even know if there's a difference because nobody's here to tell me if there's a difference. What do you think? How's my sound? I have no clue who's here, but I know somebody's here. Tell me how my sound is. All right, so this one I want to do a short one again. So we'll use this to measure. Do a mark there. We'll split that. Oh yeah, I should probably move that now. I don't need that there. I was using it to measure where I needed the cables, how long I needed the cables. So, get this one cleaned up, and then I can start doing the preparation for wiring these in. There is a port, not a port, but beer. There's a spot on the back of the power plug area that's soldered to the board. I'm having trouble unwrapping these. And you have to pull your 5-volt out of there. So this is going to be a fun video, seeing me half lit doing an LED mod. This is going to be fun. So we need, you can see it, there's the 5-volt and there's the ground. And those are a lot closer than I remember them being. Let's see. Oh, there is a 12-volt rail on here. Woo! Oh, badass. I might be able to use this after all. I might have to do some research on that, folks. Find out where the 12 volts are, because I didn't think this thing had 12 volts on the board. I thought it was only 3 and the 5. I see you. Tell me where you are. Oh, that's the power. Okay. So, of course, 12 volts are going to be coming off there. I figured it would be regulated right at the thing, though. So, I was thinking this was the power side. That's the AV side. That's why it's only got 5 volts. Yeah, there's 12 volts coming off, and it's not being dropped immediately. So, I possibly can use that in here. I just need to isolate where those are. And which means I have to do a little bit of research on my computer real quick and see if I can figure those out. And then I will zoom in on the board and show you what I'm talking about. Son of a bitch. And this will be edited down for the 4th video for the Nintendo 64 modification and giveaway. And a lot of this stuff won't be in there. So once this live is done and I am done recording it, I'm going to be pulling it down and then editing it. So you guys are going to get to see stuff that some other people, or you, the one person that's here, is going to get to see stuff other people are not. I need to see if I can find this. N64 board, 12 volt location. So let me see, battery, blah, blah, blah. 64 board. Is this the right board? Ooh. 10 volt. Oh, that's cool. Somebody made a Nintendo 64 portable. Well, I already knew it, but I'm actually looking at the board, and it's pinouts and all the information on it right here. Trying to find the. Why is it so hard to find that? It's printed on the board. If I could just tell where it's going, and I don't see anybody showing the 12-volt location. C-Sync, that's for the RGB mod. Oh, here we go. Is this it? 64 power, 12-volt in. So we've got 3.3 out. We've got 6 and 4. So it's just a straight right off the board. I don't even need to plug it into anywhere else other than right off the board. Okay, that's great. I can actually. I think I could actually use that. I wonder what the amperage is, because that's quite important too. Let's see. Steps down to 5 and 3, which I knew that, but I figured it was immediate. But there are actually spots on the board that I can use. Ooh. Oh, no, that's not what I need. Time to start, drop out. Yeah, pardon me. I'm sorry this is taking me a minute. I want to make sure I get this right before I try doing it this way, because I'm going to have to cut this up. And on the other one, I could just wire it into a little USB adapter that I have. And I don't want to cut this up unless I absolutely have to. So, let's see. I don't want portable. I just want to see it there. There we go. Step up converter. This should tell me where it's at. No freaking pictures. How can people talk about stuff and not put any pictures? Okay, so it's almost 1 amp. These take 2, so it will probably still work with no issues. Alright, so I am going to pull that back out because I think that's how I'm going to go. And the power goes in here. Power goes in here. Where's the power brick? I just had it. I did. Alright, so this is where the fun starts, man. I am actually going to be able to do this the way I wanted to, and that makes me happy. So, it's going to actually make this. Oh, I need to make sure that this fit inside. I forgot about that. Okay. Just throw this together real quick. See what I'm working with here. Yeah, I don't think it's going to fit. Son of a bitch. Ooh. If I think I can mount that right there. Now it might get warm, but I think that will do just fine. I think that will do just dandy. Oh yeah, that makes me excited. Okay, let me see, where are my, put my cables out. So this is one of these packs. It comes with this, and this is actually, this one, I think this one was like $8 or $9. I got these for my bedroom, so my bedroom can glow. But these, I think this is like 20 something feet. Oh no, this is the waterproof one. This will work even better. I like that. So what I'll do is measure off what I need here. And I will wrap this around here. This whole thing's got to be lit up like a Christmas tree. And then this will go here. And I will work this under, or maybe even over. Yeah, that'll work. I'll work it over. And then back here. And goodness gracious, this will be enough to light up the Empire State Building. Man, I really hate to cut this one. I need... See, this one is a waterproof one, and it's not that I don't... I don't mind using this one, and I think it would actually be great in here in case something gets spilled, but that's doesn't matter anyways. They're so cheap to replace. But when I cut this down, there's still a cover over the whatchamacallit. It's going to be such a pain in the ass for me to get that cleaned up so I can solder a new connector on. But unfortunately, I don't have any more LED strips right now. So we will go with the quality one. And that right there, my friends, is enough to light up the Empire State Building. So I'm going to show you without this in here, just with the strip in there, how bright this will be. And what it will do. I need to plug this in. This goes 5 volt, 5 volts. Oh, what? Oh, really? They don't put the pins in for you. You have to put them in yourself. That's quite dumb. I guess it's alright, because then you can do them whatever direction that you want to, and you can use them as extensions or whatever. And then I'll flip this inside real quick. Come out through the controller port. This is just to see what it looks like real quick. And I have no clue where you go. I have no clue what you are plugged into. What are you? Oops, something important? No, that was the charger. Good, nothing important. It would have been funny if I'd taken one of my cameras offline. So, we have colors. And, oh. So we have white. And that will actually put out, can't really tell right now with all these bright lights going on it, and plus they're not in the position that they need to be in. They're just kind of dropped in there, but we will get lights out of that, and that will be pretty damn wicked sweet. Awesome. So that will work perfect. Turn these lights back on. And first thing I'm going to do, though, is I'm going to cannibalize this plug. Make sure it's unplugged first, though. Don't ever want to do that when they're plugged in. Not a smart move. So, probably should have seen if one of my other ones would have worked, and then I could have saved that one. I have like a crate of 12-volt power adapters that are all brand new. I forgot about. And what I'm going to do with this is going to be a nice clean power connection, and the end of it will go onto the board, and this will wrap around up to the front, and it'll be nice and clean. Nice and clean. Oh, I need lights. Doing a live stream without lights. Yes, I'm half lit, guys. I'm on I finished my second beer now, and I'm already wanting to run downstairs and grab another one. But I'm gonna get this finished. And yes, I'm not too messed up to do this. This is child's play at this point. As long as I plug the red into the 12 volt and the black into the ground, there's really nothing else I could screw up here. I didn't even test to see if those work, but that should be fine. But what I'm gonna do, come on, get in there. Yeah, that LED fits in there perfect. That's gonna be great. I want to pre-tape this down, but I want to do it in a way that it will look good. So I want to do this underneath the board, and I'm going to have to curl it around, and I'm going to keep this the clip side. I want to do the other side first because it'll be extra. I'll do this side first. So I want to put this down. I'm actually going to set that aside for a second because I'm going to grab a paper towel and some rubbing alcohol and prep that plastic down so it sticks properly. Because I didn't do that and I'm knocking out things. So we have our LED holder. I didn't even check to see if there's anybody in here still. Where is my video? Get over here. Alright, so I need to zoom in. And that's alright. So then nobody is watching me. It's okay. I don't mind. This isn't just for the live viewers. This is for everybody that's watching. So it's not that big of a deal. I need to get that behind this. That's going to be fun. Alright, so get all this area prepped up as good as I can, just so it has something good to stick to. And I'm already sticking to it, so it sticks good. So we will start this one. Oh, we will wait till it's dry. Alright. I'm going to stick this to my cable real quick. Pull off my gray hair. Holy cow, that's super sticky. And then this is going to start right here. And that fits perfectly. That makes me happy. So this I want to kind of, oh, please tell me I didn't break it. I hope I didn't. I don't think I did. This is usually, these are pretty darn durable. I might have actually broken the cable. All right, let me check this real quick. Oh, of course, I cut it already. Figures. Now I won't know until it's all the way on whether or not I screwed it up. All right, well, I'm going to be more gentle. And I'm going to continue here. This is why I wanted it up and out of the way, because I knew it was going to be super sticky. So this doesn't matter. Back here I can bend this down. And this. As long as I am below those posts, that's all that I care about. So let's see. I know it's not the prettiest, but as long as it's being held down, it's not gonna matter. Come on, get in the groove. So that fits down there. It's protected. It's water sealed, so it's like a rubber coating on top. So it cannot be grounded out. Let's just hope that I didn't screw that up. And this I'm going to have here. So I need to put something down to hold that in place. And this should fit just fine, because the way it's designed, this is left open. And I think I might put something underneath that to space it a little bit so it doesn't make direct contact with the heatsink. But that will close up just like so. So that will be perfect for what I want to do. Awesome. Awesome sauce. I like when things actually work out the way I want them to. So now I've wasted a few inches of this. I will might as well just cut this out and get rid of that last link, last few links. I'll save that. I don't know if I'll be able to use that if I can scrape it out, but I will save it just in case. I need a drink. Awesome. So that works. That's exactly how I wanted that. So that's making me happy. And then I will have this go from here to the underside of the board and attach to the the 12 volt and the ground. So that'll work good. With it up at the top, the IR should still work fine. I just need to find something to separate the heat. So maybe I'll use double-sided tape on the bottom of that, and to give it enough space so that the heat won't affect the receiver, but it shouldn't cause any rise in temperature. Wow, this is really easy this way. I'm so happy that I found a 12 volt on this board, because I thought it was just straight off the board, and because there should be a place down here. I still haven't found it yet, but worst case scenario, I'll just do it there. I figured it, or sorry, do it. Uh-oh. Hey, do it in the power. There we go. And and I thought that this stepped it down from 12 to 5, and it came in on the board at 5, but it comes in on the board at 12, so I could bypass that and just do it straight to the board. So that makes me a happy camper. We will take that now, and I will start by stripping, prepping, and tinning these wires. nose. Give me 1 second. I'm going to turn my microphone off. My allergies are driving me nuts right now, and my nose is just, even with allergy medicine, my nose has been dripping for, God, I don't know, 2 months now. And it's driving me nuts. I'm going to turn my air conditioning down a little bit. Turn that son of a gun to 73. All right. So this is going to be a lot easier and a lot less soldering than I was expecting to do. So that makes me happy. Less time on a project is always good. Oh, come on. Now, how did I manage to... Seriously? It's like, how did I manage to pull out one section that's like not the section that I was actually pulling out? Alright, so I'll get a little flux. Where are we at? I gotta figure out what this one should be 12 and that one should be ground. So let me look at the paperwork again, the website again before I start, because this is the first one that I've pulled off 12 volts on this. Let's see. No, go back. Red 6 and then ground is 4. Red 6, ground 4. All right, and I'll double check the wiring before I plug it into the actual receiver box, because I could just poke my multimeter in there and test it that way. But this should be fairly accurate, and I want to get this done. So, where are my glasses? It's like I need my glasses to find my glasses. Oh, son of a gun. Really? I mean, seriously, I just had them. They're not on my head. They're not on the floor. They're not beside my chair. Where are my glasses? Nope. All right, doing this without glasses. Live a little. Get wild. All right, so first thing I want to do is I want to twist these a little bit and then put a little flux on them. Dangerous doing it that way. And then I will tin them. Snip off extra. And then I will solder them to the board. So, this actually might be the easiest part. Get that on top of the cable. It'll hold it upright for me. Usually. And you don't have helping hands, you learn to find helping hands. Alright, those are nice and tinned. And I want to get this rosin flux wet. And 6 is power. And I am actually going to snip these off a little bit because those are too long for what I need them for. And the last thing I need is seem to be going over onto the other. I want this to go this way, so I'm going to solder from this direction. 12 volt. Oh, I'm having a hard time seeing that without my glasses. All right, that's good solder. We'll do this one. I should have cut this one a little bit shorter. This will work though. No big deal. Although I can't see that without my glasses. No. All right, that's normally those have more solder on them than that. These basically had enough to cover it up, and that was it. So I'm gonna have to add a little bit more to this. There we go. All right. And solder point looks good. Let's lift this wire up. I don't want it going that direction. I want it going this direction. And then, I need to redo that one. I'm worried that there might be a fray on the back side of the wire from the heat. And I want to put this from the other direction. Put this, and there was, it was exposed, so I'm glad I did that. That's why when you're doing stuff like this, you always try to think of what could go wrong, what might cause a problem, and you try to avoid it before it can cause a problem. So I'm going to wire this one around on the other direction. And I'm going to snip off the rest of that little leg. All right. So we have a nice good solder connection to the 12 volt. Oh, son of a bitch. Whoops. Don't drink in mod, folks. Just don't do it. I don't know how the hell you guys over there at Gaming Off the Grid can do this shit. Man, I have 2 beers and I'm so lit that I don't even know if I know what I'm doing anymore. I'm a lightweight. I'm a 6'8", 300-pound lightweight. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. No, I don't drink a lot. Usually I can make a 12-pack last for 2 weeks. Usually like 1 a day, 2 a day, every couple of days or something like that. But no, I don't put them down that often. So I'm going to put these back in here real quick. Get this ready for putting this board back in. And put this in here. Wrap this around. And voila. So, bastard, will you fit? Thank you. So I'm really, 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 really hoping that me bending this here. Do I need to get zoomed in anymore? No, that's as far as I'll go. Me bending this here, I heard a crack, and I think I broke the LED strip. So I may have to redo this one and rewire it. So I will find out in a minute. It could have just been the silicone that's on top popping, because there's a thick silicone on top of it to make these waterproof, and that might have been what it was, but I may have damaged that, and I may have to redo that. So this should fit right down in here. We'll keep that nice and snug, and this has nowhere to go. So I want to, damn, hair keeps going up my nose, it's driving me nuts. I want to take some double-sided tape, if I can get this shit off. Come on. Ow. 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 Alright. Oh, I thought I was bleeding. I saw red on the desk. It's a red wire. So I'm going to do this down like this. And another one. And another one. Oh, not going to peel. Should have measured that better. I could have got 2 off that. I was going to put it on the bottom first, but decided against that. Just do it that way. Save a tree. Come on, you little turd. It's like the hardest part of the mod is peeling the damn the plastic part off the back of the double-sided tape. Now, how much sense does that make? Like, really, I just peeled something and it's still... Can he give me any more trouble? This is why I need glasses, because I can't see this shit. Yay, losing everything behind the desk. Come on, I can't even get it started. If I could just get it started. There we go. And for those of you that are probably thinking, why didn't that dumbass just do it from the ends? Because every time I was trying to do it from the ends, it kept peeling up the whole piece of tape. And at least this way, I'm able to get the tape up. It's more of a like a plastic sheeting on the back than like a traditional sticky type thing. It has like a waxed paper or something. This is actually like a sheet of thin plastic. See, every time I try to pull it up, I pull the damn whole strip up. There we go. Some is better than none. Try that technique again. Does seem to work. Mostly. Oh, come on. There we go. All right. So after that's done being a pain in the ass, let us separate it. Let it give me some space to allow the heat sinks not to overheat. And now I gotta screw the thing down in. But first, I want to plug this bad boy in. And see what happens when I power it up. This might be a short-lived video. Well, it's actually been pretty long already, but it'd be funny if I like blow this shit up on TV. Boom! I know where my power brick is. I just saw it. Wait, what's up here. I forgot I already had it plugged in and ready to go. The one thing that I had prepared. So, no power. What am I doing wrong? That's what I'm doing wrong. I knew that was going to be like that because I remember unplugging it the other day. Still no power. Sounds like a freaking ticking time bomb. Must not have it wired in there right. No. I have to find off of another line because this is sucking up too much of the power before it does anything on the board. So no, I can't use those. No biggie. I'll just have to do some more research and see what I can find out on the 12-volt spots on the board. And I will have to come back and do this later, but that's not going to work that way. Let me just pull this off and make sure the system still powers up. Hopefully I didn't fry it. I think it's just the fact that it doesn't have enough power. Honestly, I've never even turned this thing on, so it might be this power brick. I'll have to go grab one of my other power bricks today. And yeah, because it's ticking with this power brick plugged in. And I have not done any power on testing of this, I don't believe. So I will have to troubleshoot that and see what I can figure out. Oh, wait a minute. No, it's in there. Yeah, this should be. Yeah, there's no way that that would have damaged it just from pulling power off that spot. So I'm thinking that that power brick might be bad. So I'll mess with this and I'll come back and make another video.